woke up, but your heart didn't. There's this weight in your chest that doesn't make sense to anyone else. You open your eyes, and before your feet even touch the floor, it's already there. That quiet ache, that pressure that feels heavier than your body can carry. Maybe nothing dramatic is happening around you, but inside, it feels like something is broken. Maybe you've been telling yourself to just push through, to stay busy, to not think about it too much. But it doesn't go away. It follows you into the morning light, into your routine, into the silence between moments. And even when everything around you looks normal, your inner world feels unsettled, fragile, like one more thought could make it all spill over. And you haven't really said this out loud, but part of you is tired of pretending you're okay. Because the truth is, this kind of pain isn't loud. It's quiet, persistent, and deeply personal. The kind that sits in your chest and lingers in your thoughts, making even simple things feel heavier than they should. You might not even have the words for it. Just a feeling, a heaviness, a sadness, a kind of emotional exhaustion that sleep didn't fix. And maybe you've wondered, why does it still hurt this much? Not in a dramatic way, just honestly, because you thought time would make it easier. You thought you'd be further along by now. You thought you'd wake up one day and feel lighter, but here you are, still carrying it, still feeling it in the quiet moments, still trying to move forward while something inside you keeps pulling you back. And if that's where you are right now, you don't have to rush past it. You don't have to fix it in this moment. You don't have to explain it perfectly. Just be here. Because this morning, we're not going to ignore the weight. We're going to gently acknowledge it, without judgment, without pressure, and without pretending it's not there. And somehow, that's where healing begins. You don't have to be strong right now. Maybe part of you feels like you should be handling this better, like you should have more faith, more control, more peace by now. But instead, you're here, feeling raw, unsure, and a little worn down from carrying something you can't seem to set down. And if you're honest, maybe you've been wondering if God feels far away in all of this, not because you stopped believing, but because the pain didn't stop, because you prayed before, and things didn't instantly change, because you tried to stay positive, tried to hold it together, but the ache kept showing up anyway, quietly reminding you that something inside still needs attention. But listen, God is not waiting for you to feel better before coming close. He isn't standing at a distance expecting you to clean yourself up, organize your thoughts, or say the perfect words. He is here, in this exact moment. Not intimidated by your pain, not disappointed in your process, not discouraged by your silence. Even now, He is close, closer than your thoughts, closer than the weight in your chest. And you don't need to perform for Him. You don't need to explain everything clearly, because tears are a language He understands perfectly. The quiet ones, the ones you wipe away quickly, the ones that come without warning. He sees all of it, and more than that, He stays. He stays in the tension. He stays in the confusion. He stays when you don't have answers. There is no version of you that He loves more than this one right here. Not a stronger version, not a more put-together version, but you, as you are, in the middle of this, with all the questions, all the emotions, all the unfinished healing. So if all you can do right now is sit in this moment and breathe, that's enough. If all you have is a quiet whisper, or even just a feeling you can't put into words, that's enough too, because God is not listening for perfection. He is listening for your heart, even when your voice feels weak and your thoughts feel scattered. You are not alone in this. Not even a little. You don't have to hold it all together anymore. Just for this moment. You could let the walls come down a little. Because what you've been carrying, it's heavy for a reason. So gently, let's bring it to God. Not in a perfect way. Not in the structured way. Just honestly. Maybe you want to close your eyes. Maybe just soften your focus and begin here. God, I don't even know where to start. There are parts of this pain I haven't said out loud. There are moments I keep replaying, conversations I wish went differently, wounds that still feel open even though time has passed. And I don't fully understand why it still hurts this much. But you see it. You see the exact moment it began. You see what was lost. You see what broke inside of me. And right now, I bring it to you. Not the polished version, the real version. The part of me that still feels rejected. The part that feels abandoned or overlooked. The part that keeps asking, why did this happen? I place it in your hands. Even if it feels messy. Even if I don't know how to let go completely. I'm willing. Just a little more than before. So here, this memory, this pain, this disappointment, I give it to you. And maybe as you sit here, you can quietly name it. That one thing, the loss, the betrayal, the moment that changed something inside you. You don't have to say it out loud. Just acknowledge it. And as you do, picture yourself placing it in God's hands. Not because it disappears instantly, but because you don't have to carry it alone anymore. And if it feels hard to release, that's okay. You're not failing. You're healing. So even if all you can say is, God, this still hurts, that is a real prayer. That is enough. Because He isn't asking for perfect faith. He is responding to your honesty, to your willingness to bring even the most fragile, unresolved parts of your heart into His presence, where nothing is too broken, too complicated, or too heavy to be held with care. Stay here for a moment. You're not alone while you do this. Stay here, just a little longer. You've opened something, and that matters. Because now, we don't just release the pain, we invite healing into it. God, I brought you the pieces, the parts that ache, the places that still feel tender. And now, I'm asking you to meet me there. Not around it, not later, but right here, in the exact places that still hurt. Holy Spirit, come gently, like a quiet breath over a wound, like light entering a room that's been closed for too long. You know where it hurts the most, the thoughts that keep looping, the tension that sits in my body, the emotions I don't always understand. Touch those places, not all at once, not in a rush, but with care, because just like a physical wound needs time, air, and the right kind of care to heal, my soul needs your presence to restore what has been strained, what has been stretched, what has been quietly breaking beneath the surface. So I give you permission to comfort me. Even if part of me resists, even if I'm not used to receiving, help me not to shut down. Help me not to numb this, but to let you in. Just a little more. Bring peace where there's anxiety. Bring softness where I've become guarded. Bring rest to the parts of me that feel constantly alert, like I'm bracing for something else to go wrong. And if healing feels slow, remind me that slow is still healing. that something is happening, even if I can't measure it yet. So right now, breathe in gently, and as you breathe out, release a little tension. You don't have to force peace. Just allow it. Because God's presence doesn't rush in loudly. It settles, quietly and steadily, into the spaces you've opened, bringing a kind of comfort that doesn't overwhelm you, but instead meets you exactly where you are, with patience, with kindness, and with a peace that begins softly, but stays. Stay with that feeling, even if it's small. There's something else that can quietly grow in pain. Bitterness. Not all at once, not in obvious ways, but slowly, in the background. Maybe you've noticed it. A slight hardness, a hesitation to trust, a voice inside that says, I won't let that happen again. And that makes sense, because when something hurts you deeply, part of you tries to protect what's left. But sometimes, what starts as protection turns into isolation. And you didn't mean for that to happen. So gently, let's bring this to God too. God, I don't want this pain to turn into something that closes my heart, even if I have every reason to be guarded. Even if part of me feels justified in staying distant, I don't want to lose my softness. So I give you this tension between protecting myself and staying open. Teach me how to be wise without becoming hard. Teach me how to have boundaries without building walls, because I don't want this wound to define how I love or how I trust or how I see the future. And maybe right now, forgiveness feels far away. That's okay. We're not forcing that today. We're just asking for something smaller, but just as important. A willing heart. So if you can, just say this quietly. I don't want to carry bitterness. You don't have to feel it fully yet. Just be open to it, because healing doesn't mean pretending it didn't hurt. It means allowing God to slowly transform the pain so it doesn't take root in your heart, so it doesn't shape your identity, and so it doesn't quietly steal your peace over time. You deserve a heart that feels safe again, not closed, not numb, but gently protected and still capable of love. Then that kind of healing is already beginning. You don't have to figure out everything today, just today. Because sometimes the pressure isn't just the pain. It's the feeling that you need to be okay soon. That you need to have answers, direction, closure, and strength for everything ahead. When in reality, your heart is still trying to get through this moment, and that's a lot. So let's make this simple. God, I don't have the strength for everything, but I think I might have enough for one step. Just one. Enough to get out of bed. Enough to face this day. Enough to keep going, even if it's slowly. So I'm asking, meet me in that step. Not 10 steps ahead. Not next week. Right here. Give me just enough peace for this hour, just enough clarity for the next decision, just enough strength to not give up on myself today. Because maybe you've been measuring your healing by how far you think you should be, instead of honoring how far you've actually come, and that pressure has been quietly exhausting you more than the pain itself. So today, we're changing that. No more rushing. No more forcing yourself to feel something you don't yet feel. Just one step. And maybe that step is small. Maybe it's breathing a little deeper. Drinking some water. Stepping outside for a moment. Maybe it's choosing not to revisit that painful thought again today. That counts. That matters. Because healing isn't always a breakthrough moment. Sometimes it's a quiet decision, repeated gently, to keep showing up for yourself, to keep allowing God into your process, and to trust that even the smallest step forward is still movement towards something better. So take that step. You're not behind, you're moving. Something is shifting. Even if it's subtle, you might not feel completely different. The pain might not be gone, but there's a small change. A little more space inside your chest, a softer breath, a quieter mind, and that matters because healing rarely arrives all at once. It unfolds slowly, in layers, in moments like this where you choose to stay present, to stay open, and to let God meet you gently instead of trying to force yourself into a version of okay that doesn't feel real yet. So before you move on, let's anchor this moment. If you can, type this or whisper it quietly. I am stepping into peace, one moment at a time, not perfectly, not all at once, but honestly, because peace isn't something you have to chase today. It's something you're allowing, something you're receiving in small, steady ways, as your heart begins to realign, as your thoughts soften, and as God quietly restores what felt too broken to hold before. And maybe today, you'll notice it. In a small moment of calm, in a pause where the weight feels lighter, in a thought that feels a little less heavy than yesterday. That's not nothing, that's movement, that's healing. God is still with you, still working, still bringing restoration into places you thought might never feel whole again. You're not alone in this, and you're not stuck. You're in process, and that process is leading somewhere good. So carry this with you today. You don't have to be fully healed to begin feeling better. You've already started.